Hey, what's up, guys? Back with another video. I have not looked at Sage Vivian yet, and she comes out. Well, right now it's 3:10 a.m. I believe she comes out tomorrow, right? Oh, 19 hours until refresh. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna do an initial reaction video to her, and obviously I'm gonna go ahead and plug Amazon here. All right, as all of you should know by now, Amazon has their own app store, which they recently released Epic 7 on. Epic 7 on the Amazon App Store is actually crazy because they give you the opportunity to save up to 20% on purchases. When you're summoning for units like ML Vivian, that's actually insane because typically you're going to spend a lot of money. So saving 20% while you're doing that is a really good idea, right? Voila! Amazon App Store. You can play it on any emulator. You just copy the link down below into your emulator's browser. You can download it from there and start saving money. Also, if you have Windows 11 on your PC, you can install the Amazon App Store directly to your PC and then play Epic 7 directly from your PC without having to use an emulator at all. I wish I could do that, but I only have Windows 10. Sag. But, yeah. Check the link down in the description. If you guys want to save some money, I highly recommend it. Helps out your content creators. And yeah, back to the video. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sylvan. That's Sylvan, right? Sylvan Sage Vivian. I was told what she did, but I do not remember, if I'm being completely honest. Obviously, I don't really have resources to summon her, but I will say she does look. I like her model. I like the white hair. She looks really good. She's got a passive already, so do we look here or do we let's go and preview skills, and I'll do it from here.
This is your last chance to back down.
Okay, so she's got insight, whatever the fuck that is. Let's look at her passive first. So this is the insight. At the start of the first battle, gains 3 focus. Okay, she's a focus unit. When attacked, if expected damage suffered is equivalent to 25% or more of the max health, consumes 1 focus, decreasing damage suffered by 50. Okay, so she's got an 8 tankiness. After being attacked, decreases skill cooldowns of the caster by 1 turn. When more, okay, only the strongest is applied, so I'm pretty sure 50%, and this goes up to what? Looks like 70% damage reduction. That's just always going to be the highest, right? So what I'm reading here, if she's going to take more than 25% of her health, the damage is reduced by 70%. It reduces her cooldowns. Okay. By 1 turn. That's pretty good. She starts out with 3 focus. I'm guessing she gains focus. No, there's no gain focus on this one. She acquires 1 on 3 with a 6 turn cooldown. There's no cooldown reduction here. So that's interesting. And she gives a speed buff on her own. AoE on soul burn, pretty good.
I'll do what must be done. It's time to
Okay.
test the limits of my magic.
Okay,
Really
speed buff
going
is
to
kind of nice.
lose.
So I guess all of her kit is in the S3, right? Hopefully it does something pretty good. Nature's Judgment. Gains 1 focus here, acquire 3 souls. Attacks all enemies by bringing forth the power of nature. Increases crit damage of all allies. Okay, so crit damage buff. Recovers health. That's good. Goes with the synergy of her passive. Is that an attack buff? Increases attack of the caster, or is that... It's probably an attack buff. Amount recovered, proportion to their health. Increase attack... Okay, so it's like... It's not an attack buff. It's like Landy S3, right? Where it increases her damage the more she uses it.
You shouldn't have come here. Now it's too late to escape.
That animation is fucking amazing.
Is this really necessary? The majesty
Actually.
of nature. Be humbled.
I really like that animation.
It's time to test
That's
the
actually
limits of
sick.
my magic. The more desperately you struggle, the
Sorry, I gotta
deeper
watch
your
it again.
despair will
It looks
be.
so good.
This is your last chance to back down.
So good team synergy. Crit damage buff is really nice. As for this meta, I haven't played RTA since... It's been a while. I haven't watched much RTA. But I'm assuming speed still matters a lot. I could see her be drafted into a faster team since you can't one-shot her. I don't think counter's an option. Maybe lifesteal? But I don't, like, she already gains health here. I don't know the scaling on this. If it's good scaling, then sure. You probably just want to put her on a speed set. Right? I need to go look at her base stats.
Treasure your new connections.
What is she? She's a cancer mage. Self crit, that's always really nice. Especially since she gives herself crit damage buff. And has scaling attack. It's going to make her do good damage, depending on her scaling. I'm sure her scaling's out. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to look it up. Because if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. It doesn't really change, like, my thoughts on the kit on itself, right? A cancer mage. Do we have any other... I want to see what her max stats look like. I don't know who would be a cancer. Okay, tanky mages are Taurus. Gemini. Okay, Tenebrae. Really high attack. And she gets increased attack. The defense is okay. The health is pretty low, though. Right? Which doesn't matter too much because she gets innate tankiness. Right? I'm not sure. Like, lower health, you benefit more from barriers, right? You could use, like, Chatty on her, for example. Let's take a look at artifacts, too. I could have just did it from there, huh? I think Chatty's an interesting thing. I think Elbrus is an interesting thing. Not Elbrus, Edika's would be an interesting option. Because you want to get that S3 off as much as possible, right? She does have AoE, so Abyssal's always an option. I think Chatty, though. Because she's really going to benefit from barriers. This can only be activated every 2 turns. She is going to be living, right? I think Chatty's really good on her, actually. Just like first initial thoughts here. Because it's going to take, unless they have multiple sources of damage or dual attacks, it's going to take a while for her to die unless she gets chipped away, right? And even late into Frenzy, she's not going to get one shot. You know, it's kind of like ML Celine, right? With her passive. Like how hard she is to kill sometimes if you don't have things to deal with it. But hers, you know, the damage reduction isn't as high. Granted, you could probably still just wail through it. I mean, it's 70% damage reduction. But obviously, that's going to be coupled with some kind of damage share. Because you're probably going to be running this unit with something on Aureus. More than likely, when you're drafting her. I'd imagine she seems like a slower unit to me. I don't really see, like, she is a mage who can hold book. I don't know what Cleaves is doing these days, but I'm sure it's possible that she could be ran in Cleaves somehow. But what I'm looking at here, she seems like a slower unit. You want to get the S3 off as much as possible, but I really think if you want to keep her alive as long as possible, you run Chatty. She doesn't benefit from proof because she already gets the damage reduction, right, in her kit itself. I'm not even sure what this thing does. Attacks when it's not their turn. Okay, that's not good. This doesn't work. Maybe with anti-crit synergies, this would be interesting. Gives herself speed buff, but I doubt it. Like, it's really nothing from what I'm seeing here compares to Chatty, which is kind of weird. She doesn't have any non-attack abilities. It's either, like, Crown, Edika's, or Chatty. But she doesn't have an AoE S1 unless you soul burn it. So, like, I don't even think, like, Abyssal Crown's that great either. Necronundine's an interesting option. Because if you soul burn her and you're hitting everything, if she's like solo DPS and you have nothing else worth soul burning, you could cycle her a lot faster using this, actually. But I don't think it's going to compare, because if you're solo DPS, like, you just get so much value out of Chatty for just her staying alive. You could do Chatty with lifesteal, maybe, but I don't know. I think you just go raw stats, you go speed. This is just how I'm looking at the unit. I actually think she's pretty cool. I kind of want to play with her a little bit. But I think she's interesting. I don't know how she's going to be in the meta, though, because I haven't played much. But if the meta's still fast, I could see her being drafted. You know, just because, like, she's going to be difficult to kill, you know, quickly. But the thing is, if they kill the rest of her team, is she going to be able to do anything from there on, right? So, like, if they kill your entire team and she's the last one alive, she's really not going to do much. And on top of that, it just says 47 out of 47 there, so. On top of that, she's not going to be able to, like, solo an entire team, I don't think, of like, fast-paced cleave units. So, I don't know how practical she's going to be. Like, on paper, in a slow draft, depending on her scaling, after she gets ramped up a bit, granted, she has to get hit, right? This is something you gotta consider. For her to consume, focus, and make this passive proc to where her skill cooldowns decrease, she needs to get damaged, right? Otherwise, she's just sitting there not doing anything, and they're wailing on the rest of your team. That's where I think Attica's might be better. Depends on the scaling of this. She kind of seems like a Landy kind of unit to me. But I think Landy's just better at doing what I think this unit wants to do. Assuming you have Guiding Light and it procs every turn, I think Landy's better in the situation you would pick this unit. And, you know, standard v standard. Maybe not against Cleave. Landy sucks against Cleave. So, she seems like a pretty decent anti-Cleave option. But, I don't know. What do I know? I don't really play the game anymore. But this is just kind of like what I think, right? I don't know. Seems pretty good. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I will say her design is incredible. Like, her design looks amazing. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Are you guys going to pull her? I actually hope I luck sack and pull her somehow. I got 1 Galaxy Summon here and 3 Mystic pulls. So I'm going to pray. I might be able to get a couple more. Who knows? But we'll see. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.